Hey, it's good to be here. It's just nice to see everybody turning to art instead of drugs all the time. And in these tough economic times, I don't think anyone in here is offering any loans to people who are poor, no collateral, but if you are, I'll talk to you. I'm just not doing that well today. I spent all my money on Apple products and weed, vaporizer pens, because I just read the newspaper. It's like another mother bludgeoned her child to death, and then bludgeoned herself. I just can't handle it, so I go research vape pens for many hours. That's what I do. Nobody else does that? Nobody else, just for hours. What kind of atomizer coil does this vape pen have? Does this one have a triple quartz? Or does this one have a titanium rod? Does it have two little rods? Gee, what's my life going to be in 20 years? Does this one come in different colors? How many milliamps are in that battery? Am I going to get a disease when I'm older? You know, that kind of thing? That's just me. That's all right. It's not really like a feel-good type of comedy I do, you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? It's like I should be in therapy, but I can't afford it, you know what I mean? So I just come here and then people are like, boy, that guy's pretty weird, isn't he? That guy's fucking weird. I wish he would keep that shit to himself. He's making me feel bad about my problems. But anyway, I know the real question on all your guys' mind, and the real reason you came here tonight. You're asking yourselves, and you're asking me, and when's this guy going to tell me? Bruce, what is a Jew napkin? All right, well, I'm glad you asked. Because right here we have a demonstration of a Jew napkin. So, all right, so we're talking tough economic times, right? Of course we are. 2019, 10 years after a big recession. We're not getting out of this one, folks, but that's a different story. The point is, you're at the store, you get a roll of paper towels. You're trying to maximize. So you got a regular paper towel. What's a Jew napkin? That's a Jew napkin, my friend. That's a Jew napkin. You like that? It's funny, huh? Now, sometimes you get those paper towels, fancy type, where you get, it already is perforated. I thought I didn't know that word, but I do. You can rip it. Perforated. Very specific word, sir. It's the kind of word that helps function in this world, you know what I mean? Anyway, in that case, you fold along the perforation, you get this piece. In that case, I fucked it up. Anyway, that's 2 Jew napkins right there. 2 Jew napkins, all right? So the other day, my girlfriend came home and told me she passed her classes at college, which is an accomplishment. I handed her a paper towel. She started to rip it. I said, no, tonight we celebrate. And that's kind of how I live my life like that, you know? It's kind of one Kit Kat bar at a time, you know what I mean? Yeah, and then, so let me put it this way. Have you guys heard about the story of the Jungle Book? There's a young boy is raised by beasts. You ever heard of that? You ever heard of Mowgli? You know, he's like, and the bear's like, hey, walk like me, you know? Well, I was kind of Mowgli like that, except instead of animals, I was raised by like homeless black people who were trying to take advantage of me. And they're like, hey, walk like this, you know? So I'd have like a pimp personality. But I was just like a young child. So I'd have all I'd be like, just wouldn't really make sense. And I still am like that, and I'm still don't make any sense. And the point is, what I'm saying is don't take acid with a homeless black guy unless you really want to put your life in a perspective in a very real way. This one didn't take acid with some hippie, college kids or something, but when I'm just saying from experience, and if they try to sell you some weed and you don't know them that well on the streets of San Francisco, don't ask them for mushrooms, and don't accept a shoe as collateral and give them $200, because the value of that shoe is probably a single shoe in San Francisco, a homeless black guy, $15 to $17. In the homeless shoe blue book. Alright? So I learned that lesson. That's financial advice. When when you're rolling the dice. Anyway, so yeah, obsessively researching vaporizer pins. Bridget, how much time have I done?
You done 5:25.
All right, how much time am I getting? A drink?
A little more.
Do we get the full 10?
Go ahead.
All right, I got the word. All right, cool. So anyway, no, I'm doing great though. Everything's good. No, I was telling Bridget, I was like, hey, at least we have comedy, like, hey, I don't have a job that's gonna give me retirement or benefits or sleep, but hey, I can go to places and make strangers amused and unhappy and uncomfortable and happy again, kind of weirded out, kind of not sure, confused. The fog of war, my friend. Fog of war. Which brings me to my next bit of hilarious stuff. I swear to God, this shit. I was cleaning up my apartment today, and I reached under this chair, and there's this Life magazine book of photos. And I started looking through this old book. Those people doing the Charleston stuff, like the Lindy Hop and all stuff. I was like, oh, that's cool, that's nice. Then I turned to like the 40s. I was like, it was like World War II. I was like, holy shit. It was like The Ring, the movie. I was like, I wish I had not seen those pictures. Because I saw one of them. And I was like, I won't tell you what it's about, but I'll just read you the caption. So I won't give it away, but I'll just read the caption. The caption was, Japanese general executes Australian pilot. And he had a sword. Anyway, so I'm thinking to myself, I'm thinking deep shit about this stuff. I'm like, man, like the reality of war is that anybody could be a victim or a perpetrator. So I'm thinking like, am I the guy holding the sword? Am I the guy on my knees blindfolded? Or fuck, am I the guy in the crowd smiling? Fuck. And that was supposed to get a laugh to make me feel better about that. But it didn't. But that's all right. Nathan, thank you, man. Yeah, one love, whatever that means to my life, practically speaking. What are the logistics of that, exactly? When people say such things, or when people are like, peace, I'm like, where? You know what I mean? When? Oh, peace is with you now, my brother. I'm like, damn, that's like a cult anytime it's like that. It's like, how do you stay out of a cult? Anyway, how do you stay out of a cult? That's what I'm asking. How do you stay out of a cult? How do you stay out of a cult? Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's the thing. No, I don't know.
Don't.
Huh? Yeah, but no. No, it's not that hard. It's just. Anyway, how much time am I doing, Bridget?
You had 2 minutes.
I had 2 minutes. Fuck yeah. So, yeah, I'm thinking of becoming a television producer. I'm just, I want to utilize my talents, And the first show I want to make is called Where's the Water? And it goes, oh, you don't like this bit?
I do like this bit.
Well, why'd you say, oh God, and shake your head?
Because it's fucked up, but it's good.
Yeah, it's good, exactly. Like me. Yeah, no, Where's the Water? So, all right, the setting of the show is an abandoned, once thriving mill town in the heartland of America. Right? So picture that. And then there's just like rubble and stuff. And there's people wandering around looking for bottles of water. And you just film. Whoever survives that week with adequate hydration, they get a whole trash can of water to take home for their family for like a week. For an extra week of survival. Can you believe it? And it's fucking awesome. Then it's like the contestants are running around and they're like, hey, maybe that prostitute will let me watch her child and she'll tell me where some water is, That's kind of, I don't know, that's, yeah, and then, all right, so another show is, I don't mean to be like this, but I am like this, you know what I mean? So the other show is called, BU? No, that's not a show I would ever do. Yeah, this show is called Can You Read? Can you read? All right, so you're asking, what does that mean? Well, all Alright, this one takes place in like major cities where like, big companies have headquarters like San Francisco, New York, Amazon, Google, Facebook. It takes place in the center. And they actually truck in children, minority children from the centers of those cities that are impoverished. And they're so impoverished that they're poor, right?
Bam!
I'm sorry, I'll just finish the joke, I'll get out of here, alright? Alright, sorry. Anyway, so basically the CEOs are the judges, and then they give the children employment contracts for their companies. If the child can read it, they get accepted for prison wages to the company for the rest of their life. It's fucking awesome. Like penal servitude or whatever. And, peasants. And if they can't read, then they die slowly from like lack of health care. But the thing is if they can read and they pretend not to, then they get sent to a private for-profit prison. And that is my time, folks. That show's called Can You Read? Coming soon to ABC, NBC, CNBC, MSNBC. I'm out of here.
All right, give it up. That was Bruce, right? Bruce. All right, Bruce, that was awesome. A little wild, but I hung in there. All right, so coming up next, we have Austin Swanson coming on stage. And number 16 is Greg stepping on deck. So give it up for Austin Swanson coming up right now. Is there an Austin Swanson here?
Seemed like I died a slow, painful death.
Oh. Alright.